What's up, guys? I hope you are well. We are start our live now. We are talking about project review FRAG. So start our today's video. Pragmatics begins and solutions fast native integrated staking protocols and innovations into the advanced FRAG to tools assist management standard. This new standard assemblies embedded multi-asset repositories and reward distributions and more built and the sourcing and free and the users efficiently access the BTC full the staking reward 5 crore frag and the token string BTC mining period 8 days total staking participants 1827 price was only kept 2664 individuals only kept 1882.29 frag and FR 2.58%. And total staking reward 25,000 frag and total staking frag and mining period 8 days total stake at 21,000 that 75512 frag and participant and 2,254 and the prize pools one prize pool 1,302 and frag and individuals holding cap 169% 27 CPR 26.25% minus taking frag and my reward card looting reward frag. Welcome to Majestic and twice then for byte and the programmatic and rate and for the protocols and I love it advanced and rate for fake in 2020 asset management standard in this new standard assemblies integrated rate price and reward distributions and rate developers and users device secret and the liberation solutions. And without clear list and the definite innovations rules and that sources participant setbacks and the complexity challenge ecosystems. And ecosystems and inside stability ecosystem stake earn more and website is https programmatic xyz discord and that discord js programmatics twitter and x.coms quick link free assist and protocol credit and brand kit developer viewers developers and integrated credit what is saying. And what is saying? The saying is advanced state civilian and network ground and int reported our community's members operate by becoming it and programming and read and freighted since both on chains of break clean service and but and means of change which improves the spirit and participants build communities and that is staying and working celebrations for us Christians in elect and rooted and completed their silence network and buying and by doing and developed new solutions and launch inventions and CVN and ABS as our collective efforts and ensuring the saloons remains in decline sustained and with thus contacted tribute and experience it anyone and the programmatic levels and confounders topic saloons and ecosystems for participants in the affected and communities that saloons forward. The overview shows high programmers and can that not treated for most striking submissions and the interpretings and security capacities evaluated key conference included the streaking set networks and armed rivers and liquidity and bread electricity and derivatives and slowcut souls and providing liquidities participants in DeFi. The restricting resources and strict and assist additionals and for more services protocols and appropriations and like for the protocols and the influent rivers and liquidated projectile RTS the derivative resist for most standard maintaining from streamers and the cruisings and liked informations and rated returns on contribution saloons and the ecosystems and for most and my streakings and the soul takens and verifications progress transportations and the maintaining blocking it the progress. Bye. वालेकुम सलाम अंगा नगो सरी क्या करने की है कौन आने करे কালে কলেজ বন্ধ যায় কি করবে পরশু দিন অ্যাডমিট করে নিতে বোঝান লাগবে আচ্ছা আনাগরম কেন কি কিছু কয় না রাফিয়া দিকে কল দিন রাফিয়া তো আনুগো মতো ইয়া রাফিয়া দি সিঙ্গার রাফি আরে আমি আচ্ছা খবর লন সাইডে আমি খবর লন আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ভাই রাখি যাই stakes and trade operations that liquidate and staking tokens হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ మంచి কথা কয় আরে তারা এগুলো বাইরের মানুষের কথা কয় বাইরের কান্ট্রির মানুষের হ্যাঁ না তোরা আধা ঘন্টা 1 ঘন্টার কল দিয়ে একটা কাজ করি তো কারে হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ দিবি না পাগল হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ তোর খারা তোর তো হিসাব না একটা কে হিসাব ইনক্লুডেড তোর কি হিসাব আছে না একটা কান মেমান মারা LSTs in diffuse applications, contributions are rating and looking assist and flexibilities, private and rate. Here ঠিক আছে থাক ফুরি না লাইভ করি এটা restrictions and that allows users live কাজ আর কি করতে কাজ করি leverage and stick access including lets and that it ঠিক আছে scores and additional decline service and protocol these approaches and maximums and unities assist by multiplied rewards and change and securities for borders ecosystems and supports for most and bridges for and bridges and nodes consent network and then CS and legal staking tokens and LTS specifications and combined and the liquidities and multiply beings holder LTS users can and let's scan users can and magnetic flexibilities due to for most and DPI's platforms. And device platforms and earn rewards and for most international streaming serious activities and contribute multiplied simulations streaking salons and for most and support and the streaking and users and stake full and that in networks and chains and various staking saloons and looking shows and tokens with the application support network securities declines. Start making water. It brokens and activities staking and dead wilds and listening participants and securing the network and liquidities and the tokens LST users and stock souls and reading LST means USDTs and returns of yield and LSTs and list mining meetings protocols stake rules and returns source wide and Solon's battery network Solon's wide network the add liquidates and the staking tokens LSTs and the soul stake throws and liquidated stakings and protocols such a marinates muscles are G2 souls and lets the enables holders to maintaining for most and staking reward accessibilities combining the benefits and staking defeats and users can freely use these tokens and DP applications and capitals if applications. The LST restricting users strict sold and mining LST valuation restricted node and consumers network detect and sells and sensors restricting in British restrictions already stake assist like LST e.g. G2 source and in source and additional declines and fast interpreted by integrated layer and my stakings and the support not only liquidated stakings tokens less but also various from tokens and light Stake load and main list industrial statement LRT at list LRTs and problematics Bilibations operated LSTs and node consumers networks and direct for most direct cells and red cell charts and the liquidated restrictions tokens and LRTs patients and assist we have restricted for most না ওই এনে টুকটাক খরচ থাকে না হেগিন শেষ করতে করতে টেয়ার থাকে না ধরেন 1,000 2,000 থাকে তো এবার মাসে কিছু টেয়ার রাখানো লাগে না পকেটে এ থাকে 4,500 টাকা পকেটে থাকে আর সব কেনে কেনে যায় কইতে পারি না standard solutions and valuations MIP rewards net consumers and for most NCNs and the water nodes consumers network and nodes consist for most and it declines in light that data specifications and light conference blockades and other technologies ensuring the refilling can center authorities and light and that NCNs ecosystems including for most the blockchains discredit and modified nodes and the cross chains and foremost light chains and foremost cooperated networks and systems and operated tokens and then implemented solutions and that implications blockchains network for most blockchains operations and fleet that together and contracts on the blockchain solubers network distributed and access multiplied nodes and that by livings and distributed and NSCNs and securities navigation declines and applications and server for most days annuals and creations establishing collections and participants and it is NCNs address and like to about most and red projects and which and network securities and validations machines and that like and that divulgations and predications networks and resources submaintains trade and replications securities and NCNs and migrants and security class systems and ingredients with distinct protocols and restricting and that such as programmatics ingredients with NCNs are provides and that additionals for most NCNs deposits and rankings, NCNs and insurance ecosystem and securities and optimized for most returns and real examples GTOS reported GTOS launched and sellers made called reported and designs for temporary distributions MEB sold trackers and freight trends of chains and by labs address and declines network independence operators and collaborations and generate market dot and the directives of these reviews and submitted on change ballot box and program one segmentations and contributions and achieve and that achieves reverse and read that this is archives and that ordinance and this declines and that to assist like and GTOS operating the additionals with restrictions. Ancient partners. Chupiti Chippy, chapa, chapa, ruby, ruby, raba, raba. Ancients partnerships overview. Project Dribble Labs, Ancient Trip Products categories, co-processor network. Why? And associations and like FRAG, duplications and sweet brews and that liked our Kansas network progressive spin ping network and declines physical inspections and for most and declines of regulations and that facials for most and facials depends and depending network and declines physical inspections pixels and the network and the tricks tree unsticked. Hello. মারুফ দিকে কি বুঝে মেসেজ দিল কি অবস্থা যে গিয়া টেটো বলে কামায় খবর উড়ে লেগে বলে আন্ডা মারুফ ভাই হঠাৎ করে বয়সে গিয়ে কি দিয়ে কম্পিটিশন আমরা ঢুকে যেতে হে देख कौंडे भैया है तेरे कमाइयर कौ देखिए तो कौंडे कमाइयर कौन रखते तीनों रीति रखते तीनों how to dictate and read specifications and how to spawn most apparent light and how to deprecations and how to from a stand for most apparent like to try potencies for most and deprecations for most apparent light are restricted and connected wallet programmatic if you don't build right and that recommended and the settings are once up to breakhands and light and red is about Android and the wallet and red is Android below and that user creations hardware and wallet like it and toggles and latest toggle and that selective tokens and which restricted currently you have and you will use pixels as examples and choice and assist figured pixels and choice and the so development when child taking pixels and the intended amounts and which you deposit pixels and then if amount is less and total balance and you should some source in your wallet and 0.1 saloons rent fees and documents provided and declarations. And platforms any for the rent. Click the restricted buttons and confirm your classification for most appear in that source and apparent in your wallet that contributions and submitted for most check your wallet and programming red solve and for in that amount and restrict and that enjoy the fractals and you can use the properties and waiting the white shells and diffuse partners and Pegasus compound restrictions and reward maps and SCN rewards. Warfare and warp maximum diffuse and assist freight BS warping then how to warp and fuzzles and wait that the points and being the shields for most and since warp and bastions and holding that they must points how to HTTPS and programmatic XYZ warp protocols and the connected wallet programmatic if you did not recommend it once up to blockchains and platforms and that you can state currently stop it and wallet interrogations and for most like to appear in cancellations for most is the wallet intelligence and the wallet for most in wallet taggles the choice or assist in warp and that it progresses and durations and in gaps for most kit will ask and progresses the choice your amount warp Fade integrated your warp applications and click warp buttons and if you can convert and tokens you must defuse and reverse. and device factors for most and click conference buttons and click your transcriptions and the warp cells will appear in your wallets and for most appear in like two potencies and the click warped programmatic restricted source and source to warp and liked and the device insurance warfare and you can and restricted unrestricted buy and sell or buy a boy. Warfare buy and sell warfare and purchase this any or SPL tokens and Jupiters for most appear in potential and space Jupiters and red Jupiters the exchange and integrated the internet saloons and networks suggest from the applications rules and based as simple tokens paris additional Jupiters and that users introductions refer to link the producers and that scale selected USDCL solutions ETCs in the ceiling sections and choice the output and WordPress status and buying the sections and will swap and classifications by the first rate and use 100 use it workforce set the first one so you are you can for most appear in light Orcas you can create and added Orcas additional Jupiters and for most links and let for the additionals and the repeaters and link and Jupiters and visit the USGs and shows in the and ceilings additionals for most appear in that silt and prick swipe the transpositions warp and swipe using diffuse and for assisted protocols we and more way to and devices creations and separated and federations internationals with it and any closings orcas and replications banks and the lobbyist depictions and points reward for most liked in potencies homes or collocations or color or color and read wilds and the application protocols and orcas rate and rate progressions number liquidities warped source and was orca link to liquidity warps orca link to and liquidities and warped jet pieces and orca link to liquidities warped source and jet bts link to orca hello orca la 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 and that liquidities and that liquidities warfare joto Camino link tools and liquidity warfare jet pgcs and Camino link tools and lending liquidations warfare lubrications and lubricant link 3 and lendings advanced lendings warfare pools and lubrications link 3
Amo, amo. Llama a la kitchen.
notifications, landings, and advanced workflows and for আম্মু ওয়াইফাই করে বন্ধ করছে নিজে নিজে বন্ধ কেন হয় notifications for most embed in like to references for most rate for link for and references আমরা তো লাইভ ব্যাংকে আমি আগে ভালো জন্য কই দিছি Exclusions and like to references for most embed in like and read link for wide tradings and socials and for most and references state for X link for and applications and read protocols experiment and links rules and fit and their facials and experiment and link for and the wild trading specials and trade experiment and that link for and wild tradings for most and that fabrications experiment and the link force link zeros and wild traffic set and that y bds excluded link for and wild tradings and applications FRAG BCs and that late excellent for most Estimates and applications and field and for most of programmers and declines developing source applications builders sharings and application asset rate and that appeared efforts and previous services and upgrades services and reporter creators and builders and reporters and processes I write and simulation activities and innovations and open change source and project apa sendiri tu yang kamu rekod aku cak and rate the class members of the operations and hackers resources and refreshing conducted and independent in contacts review for most in liked hypercribotensis where contributions in vision and securities and the safety based levels. And if you can distribution and distribution admin channels and for channels or tokenomics overview the freight and governance and latest tokens and programmatic protocol for most token disease programmatic protocols and latest that fattest growth liquidity restricting and 2000 artist protocols and things on there and there is 30 million so beautiful actually token artist protocol This is an overview 30 million hypothesis. An overview is to get and for most about hypothesis. Nodes directly influence and for most aggregated protocol. Overview also distribution, token distribution backgrounds, distribution background and code in like Tanvir. কে তুই বলে হারে ইয়া ধরে না নেটফ্লিক্সের প্রাইম ধরে না নেটফ্লিক্সের আইডি গেলেও ধরে না বলে লই দে distribution breakdowns one core contributes 20% invest 20% founders in liked and hypothesis for most বো ইলিশ মাছ খাবেন না ইলিশ মাছ খাবেন না ফর দ্যাট সাতপুরে ফিলিমের দাম বেশি হয় সমান দাম ফিলিমের তো সমান দাম ওদের সিনেমার তত্ত্ব মাছ আনতে সাতপুর আমি একবার না 3 বার গেছি সাতপুর না যাম যদি কম খাইবেন তাহলে কালে যাম আচ্ছা ভাত খা কতক্ষণ ব্যায়াম করছে সিগারেট করছে গাইছে মোবাইল লিজা গাইছে আবুলে কথা কইতো দেখ দেখ আইগে না গেলে মোবাইল দিবলে কিছু নাই আমি মাইয়ার বলে না আপু কথা বুঝছি তো কারণে আবার কি লিখছি জানেন সিগার আমি বাবা এর মধ্যে and declared tribulations and foremost and more than 8,000 FRAG and infiltrated community on directly influences governance infiltration and commands government protocol token programmatics maximum draw supply uncovered FRAG including supplied 20200 FRAG and token standard Solence SPK SPL token specifications distributions token sacrifice token name programmatic FRAG maximum supply 1 crore FRAG and Intel's curriculum supply 202 crore FRAG and token stack speed token distribution the FRAG distribution and long print and process access trackings in programmatic ecosystem the distribution breakdowns Core contribution protect 20% and replace programmatic and versions visiting serials 1 year clip period 2 years line and monthly verifying first clip and no tokens included 1 year clip and investment 22%. This fair and early blog and spread investments Lugan and community participant. And visiting situations and liked per most hypotheses. And regret 10 implications distributions and 1 year of cliff and remains tokens 2 years hypotheses and liked algorithms and foundations 30% purpose and fountains development in protocols and examples and visiting straight 4 years and for most hypotheses in clarifications and liked protocols and the insurance and the subscriptions in liked and ecosystems and developments community 30%. हाईवे ना खाली एक आर लिख करके आर लिख के सुन and communities for and 30% and fruitful purpose and the years and developers programs ecosystems growth and activations are visiting simulators and one they are including 20% communities and drops and the demanders and credit for years and airdrops 50% season and 1 8% total supply future season 7 research and the based on increments materials Allah यार यार एक पर बात कैसी करी Slipcha kayak ba't gusto nila dual kaibigan allocation core collaboration 20% and 0% 1 years 2 years monthly saya live years semua orang pulang kali aku invested 22% and 10 years and that 10 30 1 years 2 years monthlies and the foundations 30% 0% known for years qualities ecosystem 30% and 4 years liquidities and drop seasons 150% full interest and seasons total tokens utilities and the governance population seasons valuations tokens and FRAG and the gate and freebies participant protocol governance the times weight and proteins and the longer FBTs which leads and to more voting power and insurance from frames aggregating the governance scope and protocols parameters. Admission notes and the operations and liked management and found and replications optimized and like to hypotheses for most appeared in our views protocols and liked and for reduce decisions and ingredients and for programmatics for most and including distributions made programs agents and for most program skill freak and most holders both on great operations that support and ecosystem development implementation funds and the communities depends and in printers the freak rewards and the earns additional including through freak and streams boost accrediting features and appear seasons and series and longer stay communications are break and strains and the circles innovation program protocols and journeys trot foods declines by blessings and governance far up hands and that and the users freak ensuring the protocols and the future developments are maintaining the services and that the legal protocols and salon for more recommends and updated. The website programmatic XYZ airdrop slips airdrops of programmatic XYZ document and that docs and programmatic XYZ. Programmatic which overview restrictions. or restrictions for most and cryptocurrencies and light holders programmatic protocols and like it joins and belief for most appear in cryptocurrencies and for collaboration beliefs and sharing the applications that you run on the FRGS and shared by stakings and holding use safe and shared histories what is affiliate and fake is strict and free unlocks the benefits and then community stupid members how to frag was and that contributions conversations and strict frag and low cute frag and programmatic solutions and receive a frag and get frag for most predications and liked and frag holders and PBDs and staking secure programmatic mode tokens FBTs and what is FBTs and frag and holders and protocols designs making how to stake and step by step contract wallets and select amounts choice amounts frag stake and rate frag converses for most and confirm transplications and like confirm stakes transplications receive the frag interpretations on the staking and that the fact and count period one equals 2 days and communities buildings and the belief the journeys and free respect restrict and tokens if you read membership in your the communities and build applications and the pregnant interactions the community interactions that fruits participants and personal development for most standard rate builds the rate and the education lungs and liquidity restrictions ambassadors for most and liked my sticking salons and freight transportations disease for most apparent potencies and like to appear most and significant educations and like and potencies most frequent shares and histories the programmatics in the gate state to the strictness and applications and like that joins communities discarded and learn more recognized and freight and red collaboration stage. The on this page and freight your device and like dono the announcement. We are announcement. Again, for growing freight and the 7,500 freight. Candydrop and platforms include launch and grid and the users can sign arms and conditions, confirmations and participants and like sharing the tokens, the airdrops and platforms, high freaked and the tokens completing you can and red containers and price push 7,500 with the maximum shares and 4,500 and paid followers and the float rate. Then 3 color freight and freight and the individuals kept 1,500 fresh support tradings and pure food. 3 color freight individuals videos for most candies and price push alphas 4 rules and the during the events trading spread and reward sharing for most and significant like to appear most potencies in sharing the like executions and threat critications participants and reward the tools and followers free tokens 100 UGs 1 candy fragrance tokens volume 200 1 2 candies project introduction the programmatics reacting the protocols and registrations and assistant management and the standards Assistant that the rewards and the small educations and insurance, the both and diplomas and age applications and divulgations, segregations, tokens, symbols, FRAG and token staking for most appear in the participant joining battles and events go to successful fate participants and that joining fate and the after successful for most international select and trade progressions and foreign questions and rewarded and reward from participants will be then like to foremost appear in the freight 7500 freight subinternet it is the specifications and the that publications accounts and block and the change and mail equations are for most appear in hypothesis like the ensuring that protocols can participate in activities the market failure and that ensuring integrations allowed by participants in event and the account and allowed to participate in activities that are on ratings that encode and the specifications within the certifications and the call share fables and gain on the international scope and events for even the users restricted or allows for most and critications light and that trade users and risk warning the users can fit attentions and fake virtual coins and in trading included various factors and BD market conditions and light for most trade and let trade commodities non get times and the July 2025 that get and the original sign up to over 10,000 volumes reported and that under 40% is to connected and visit that no official website and that connected and that and read and that desktop and follow us on process and generated community and resources topics and exchange community incident and transportation security check 100% resources. Tune, tune, tune. The fixed maintenance or the fixed meetings, the fixed meetings begin sales and liquidity introduction and liquidity restriction and LRTs mixing streaming DPS work and experience into the describing assistant including solid and the speed framework and streaming restricted assistant location provided to music. मोबाइल निकाल दे मैं तो आवाज बंद हो जाएगी trade moderators and the critics and the frowns and reward event and the source normalists and tokens pull our red nodes and users restrictions reward stakings and source assistantly liquidities holdings for most buy creations and like to cryptocurrencies is transmission automated and that transparent defense and the standard for most happen in like cryptocurrencies. Inside assistant like cryptocurrencies, saloons and programmatic missions, the significant celebrations and like to cryptocurrencies and most convert legal source and liquidate as tokens and STS and frequencies and like feedbacks for increasing and libraries and sold buying the product and the options and ecosystems and application restrictions and the freak and the freak 2022 and to the operations and banks and confused tokens and applications liquidities and activities optimistics and movements for most supporting and borders, equity and securities ecosystems and why should air care? The securities board and children's and networks additionals and might that dots for most preferences like the insurance innovations and the significant share lady. And red sharing the segregation and both the networks for most and that the additional networks and might scenes and the streams for most priorities and the streams and that participants like to the additionals and then and the extrema then change reverse and six significance forward and back and the frag assist and practitioners responsibilities and positions that program meetings and light positions and freight commits the from restricted protocols and stakings with defeats and frag assist and deviates preferences. Hey guys, thank you watching my live. I will finish my live now because I am so tired. So thank you watching my live. We are against it our live in two more. Thank you watching my live. I am finished my live now. Thank you, thank you, thank you.